evening, Keepers of the Cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here, and joining me just like every Thursday, we got my good buddy, Digger Jim. Jim, what's going on tonight, sir?
Oh, man, I am prepping early for Thanksgiving already. I've already been given a list of things to do. It's crazy.
You only got a week. You only got a week to do them, Digger. Come on.
I know.
And of course, we had a guest that demanded 3 additional co-hosts.
Yeah, I wasn't good enough.
So we have Mr. Mark Andrews joining us tonight. Mark, how you doing tonight, sir?
Evening. No, doing well, Gary. And yes, you would need 3 of us to look after Dave. And
Joe from Erotic Comics.
Oh, you forgot my name already, Gary?
Appearance because he's done a lot of flying today, and he's put his miles in.
I've put my miles in up since 3 a.m., but I couldn't miss this because of my DC buddy, Dave Bratton, was on. I had to make sure that I took a nap and was ready and able to co-host.
And of course, our guest and guest of honor tonight, none other than Mr. Dave Bratton himself. Dave, thanks for coming on again. It's great to have you and see you. Hope you're doing well tonight.
No, yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be joining you guys. Which one of you are showing off comics?
None of us.
Oh, wait, me.
Oh,
well, right. Andrews could do that at a moment's notice.
Oops. Mark just turns around and starts grabbing stuff off his shelf.
That's
Right.
Right. Mark's got the curators with the white gloves behind them. Hand me this.
I don't need no stinking white gloves. Everything's in plastic.
Now, before we say hi to the people that are with us tonight, Dave, first give us a quick introduction of how you got into Elfquest and what it means to you.
Sure. So, you know, as a kid, I loved comics. I think all of us have that in common. And at a certain point, my grandparents lived in Illinois, and we'd go visit them every summer. And there was a kid by the name of Paul Deffenbaugh, name drop, who was a little older than my brother and I. And he was really into Elfquest, and he knew we were into comics. And he's like, you should read this. And we did, and we loved it. So it was part of our formative years, comic years, reading this series, which was unlike anything else we'd been reading. Mm-hmm. So that was my introduction. You know, visiting my grandparents in Illinois was such a special time. And that was sort of something, you know, unique that, you know, hey, this was, I think my grandmother, who was a school teacher, taught him when he was younger. And they're like, hey, we know someone roughly your age. He knows you're into comics, and he has something he wants to introduce you to.
Right. And some great memories made, right?
Yeah, no doubt. So.
Let's give a quick hello here. We have Ruby G, Calm Cool Collected, one of the best supporters in the community. Ruben, good evening, sir. Always great to see you. We have Joe saying hello to everyone. We have one of my all-time favorite people, Jerry the Jitterbug. How you doing, Jerry? We have Mr. Mark Andrews saying hello to everyone. We have Mr. Steve White. Good evening, Steve. Great to see you, buddy. And we have Paul from Psychedelic Comics. Greetings, all. He read a lot of Elfquest back in the early 80s. Still reminds him of Lord of the Rings. Nice. And then we got Rich, Comic Cap Collectibles. Good evening, sir. Brad, good evening to you as well. Jim saying hello to everybody. And let's see. We have Mr. Dope Comics. One of my favorite people on YouTube as well. Dope is just awesome. One of the best horror collections out there, too. We have Pretty Fly for a guy tripping over his own tongue tonight.
Funny.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I'm struggling with words tonight. Stick with me. We have Southern Comic Geek here tonight. Jason, how you doing? We have Phil Alien. Good evening, Phil. Great to see you. Southern Comic Geek. All right, so we are caught up for the moment. Now, as more people are joining us, getting their notifications, I will give them a quick tip of the hat. But for now, it's not about us. It's about Dave Bratton and Elfquest. So, Dave, start us out, sir.
Sure. So I told you how I was brought to Elfquest, and that brings me to the very first thing I want to show you guys. And invoking the Travado clause, I have many of the things I want to show you. The one item. And these are the books that my brother and I, originally were introduced to in this series. They're large graphic novels. It was
Mhm.
5 issues each. And the
Wow.
first series, which was first published in it started in 1978 and started in a magazine called Fantasy Quarterly. And one issue was published, and Fantasy Quarterly just didn't survive. And Elfquest, it was created by Wendy and Richard Pini. Wendy is the author and the artist, and Richard is behind the scenes editorial. I think he also helps out with
Right.
I can't tell you everything they do, but this Elfquest is owned still to this day by the Pinis, Wendy and Richard Pini. And these books were published after the entire series was out. And this is how Doug and I were introduced. My brother Doug, saying it for anyone who doesn't know, my brother Doug and I, how we were introduced to Elfquest. And it was mind-blowing to us. It was so different, it was so unique, and it was so fresh. And it was, we grew up with superhero comics and some really good superhero comics too.
Right.
But this was different. I mean, the themes were more adult. And honestly, it's fascinating. I was an English lit major in college, so I read a
That
few
explains so much.
books. So
Right.
I said that explains so much.
I've read a couple books in my day, but only a couple. And this is honestly one of the more human stories I've ever read, even though it primarily features elves. And when you have great writing combined with great artistry,
Mhm.
you have a great story and something that sticks with you, and something that I'm talking about over 40 years later on a YouTube video
Right.
with a few of my closest friends. And so I wanted to show you guys, it's produced by Starblaze. And this is a way that I can't even imagine how many people came to Elfquest because of these books. I mean, I think there were literally hundreds of thousands of copies sold. Which brings me to part 2 of the first thing I'm showing you.
Right.
Because
And I do have a question after before you
please.
get to
Yeah.
All right, so you're young, you're reading superhero books like most of us. You're introduced to something else. Now,
Yeah.
was Elfquest one of the first series that you were introduced to that actually made you pay attention to artists and writers? Because when you're young, you're not really paying attention to that. You just know you like this book and this hero, and it looks great, but you're not thinking about who wrote it and who drew it. And
So honestly, I did pay attention to that stuff when I was young. Not when I was like first discovering comics, but I
Right.
mean, when I was 10 or 11, I was very familiar with Marv Wolfman and George Perez, the
Yeah.
New Teen Titans. I knew who these people were. Don Newton was my favorite Batman artist.
Right.
I was aware of Neil Adams' work and a couple other writers, but so that was on my radar. But this was unique because this was an independent comic book. This wasn't DC. This wasn't Marvel.
Right.
This was a married couple who created this
Mhm.
themselves. Created. They weren't taking on. Well, we're just going to tell a different Superman story. We're going to tell a different Spider-Man story. These were their characters. This is their universe, their world, their intellectual property, their everything.
And they didn't they after that first issue? I'm trying to remember now because I read about it months and months ago and read a few of the issues. Didn't they start their own publishing company too and publish the rest of them?
They did.
Yeah,
They did.
That's
They
what I remember,
created
yeah.
Warp Graphics. I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
But yes, they did. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a bit. So part 2 of what I wanted to show you, while this is what my brother and I grew up reading, they have now come out with Dark Horse. These gorgeous volumes. They're a little smaller. All for the entire original quest is out. I just got the 4th book Tuesday night. So if you can't get your hands on the old volumes, you can go to Amazon or wherever your favorite books are sold and buy the entire original series. Elflord, no, that's something entirely separate to the best of my knowledge, unless it's later, because my experience with Elfquest is primarily their first few publications. They have done stuff since that I'm not as familiar with.
Right.
But this is the original quest. This is the first 20 issues of their original series.
And you said Dark Horse puts that out.
Dark Horse.
Okay,
Not
nice.
out. Yep. Yeah. And they're great. And they're, I want to say $30 a pop. So not
bad.
Not a heavy lift. Although if you're afraid to take the plunge, I'm going to tell you something a little later where you can read and get a sense before you decide to buy. But I would highly recommend buying them. They're awesome. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you. The second thing I wanted to show you is going back to Joe, what you were asking about, Warp Graphics, the original comics. I had a couple I wanted to show you specifically because I had the pleasure and the privilege of seeing, I'd met the Peonies before in 2013 at San Diego Comic-Con. I got to re-meet them this past summer twice at Terrificon in Connecticut and again at New York City Comic-Con. But when I went to Terrificon, I saw they were going to be there. I'm like, I've got to take something for them to sign. So I brought one of my favorite covers from the original series.
Wow.
Nice.
And there, if we look, let's see, I don't know if I'm gonna get this right. Warp Graphics right there.
Yeah.
And Warp stands for Wendy and Richard Peony.
Oh,
So they literally have their name
that.
on it. It's
Right.
a great name. It's their name. It's
Right.
you know. So both Wendy and Richard signed this for me. Actually, Wendy was telling me a little bit about, at the time, this silver color was pretty groundbreaking back. I want to say this is probably late 70s, early 80s, probably by the time this issue is published. So I just, I have the original series and I love this cover and I really wanted her to sign it. So that's
a great cover.
It is. It's fantastic. And
very nice signature placement.
Yep.
Fantastic. Terrific. Yeah. So, and then part 2 of this, Invoking the Travado Clause, just to show off another one of the original series, probably one of my favorite covers ever. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, that's
Wow,
fantastic.
the detail she does is fantastic.
She's Wendy is an amazing artist.
Mhm.
And I said this once before with you, Gary. I said, sometimes I get focused on superhero comic books and I start talking George Perez, Don Newton, John, some of the immortals, Neil Adams.
Oh yeah.
She's with them. She's an unbelievable artist. Her work is gorgeous.
And she's been important to comics forever. She's one of those unsung heroes in comics.
Absolutely. There, you know what? She belongs up on that Mount Rushmore, in my opinion.
And I got to say too, because you haven't mentioned it, I do love their trade dress.
Oh,
it's nice and elegant. It's classy.
Yes, it is. It is. It's just.
I mean, it evokes a feeling of that world through
It does. It fits it perfectly.
David, those that's the original part of the original.
Those are the originals,
right?
Yeah.
Are those larger than normal comic books? Because it looks that way on the screen.
They are. They're magazine size.
Yep.
So honestly, if you go to your comic book store and you're looking for these, go to the magazines. Look at their magazine boxes. And I will say this, a lot of these comics, I've purchased them more recently because I was always happy just reading the trades. You guys, for anyone who knows me, the format isn't the end all be all. I just want to be able to read stories that I love. And I tend to prefer trades because I can read them in, one fell swoop. I don't have to take things out of the plastic and deal with tape and all that stuff. So, although I love comics, but when
it's also how you keep passing stories on to new readers, right? You have to keep having them in new iterations for people to be able to get a hold of them.
100%. So that was the second thing I wanted to show you guys. And Joe, by the way, if you look in the magazine section or you look for these, honestly, they don't cost much. No. I've found some for as little as like $3, $5, $10. These are from the late 70s and early 80s. They're gorgeous. I mean, for basically what you buy a comic now, you get something that I consider to be one of the greatest comic book stories of all time. Look, that's subjective. People have, their favorites. It's truly remarkable. It's
Paul was asking. Story. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Paul was asking if it was black and white or color on the inside.
That's the thing. They are black and white on the inside.
Yeah.
I like that
trades-
even more.
Yeah.
And of course, you got Greg saying Wendy Pini was a cosplayer. Yes, because when I first heard of
was.
Wendy Pini, it was cosplaying as Red Sonja.
Red
That was my
Sonja.
introduction to her.
Mm-hmm. She was.
Her
So
and Frank Thorne.
So let's
Like-
see. That's number 2, I believe. Number 3, also from Terrificon. It's also a way to talk about one of their more mainstream adaptations. They released Elfquest through Marvel in the mid 80s, 1985, and Wendy and Richard signed this for me. So as a way to reach a new audience, they'd finished the original quest. What's a new way? They created the Marvel Epic series, the creator owned. And the original series, I want to say they were magazines, but they had more pages. I want to say there were 32.
Right.
So to accommodate a more modern comic format, I think they did 32 issues, something like that, if I remember correctly.
That
So
makes sense.
Yeah. So they ran the series, and look, all new covers.
Right.
Very cool, So this was something when I went to Terrificon, I said, I want them to sign one of the originals, and I'd love for them to sign Elfquest #1, the Epic series.
But that's also important too, because not that they needed the validation of a big 2 company,
Right.
but it lets you know, look, if you didn't want us before, now you know we're quality, and now you want to cash in on it. It just solidifies that, hey, they've been doing quality work for a while.
So that was going to be one of my questions. See, I mean, I don't know if this is to be true or not, but did they not want them, or did they decide they were going to take it amongst themselves and control the characters and everything on their own?
My understanding is they rolled the dice, they borrowed some money and started their own comic book publishing company. Again, they worked with Fantasy Quarterly #1, which was an independent press.
Right.
And it just folded. That may have been I don't know if that was the only issue they published. It may have been, in terms of anything. And they saw, well, that didn't work. We're going to do this ourselves. We believe in our characters, our story, our talent, our ability to produce this story. So Warp Graphics was born, and it's truly, I mean, perhaps the first big independent comic
correct.
story.
That's what I was going to say.
So,
based on your dates and when you were, think about it. There
Mhm.
wasn't I mean, it was plenty of probably independent stuff, but it was all underground.
Mhm.
You probably didn't have easy access to it.
Right.
These guys, I think, just decided, and they might have looked at Marvel and them and said, wait a minute. Sometimes they said, we want the whole possession of all of the IP, and we'll tell you what we're going to do with it.
Yeah.
And they may have said no, because this is, they created it, and this is what they want to do with it.
I can't tell you if someone ever tried to buy them out or not, but they've always been, and I mean this in the best possible way, possessive of their creation.
Sure.
And they have been the caretakers of their, they didn't, just throw us the money, we'll sell it to Disney, George Lucas, and let somebody else do something with it. They no offense, George, but
But
they
it's great though,
coming out
because
there now.
like the association with Epic Comics and Marvel introduces them to a whole new audience and lets
does.
these characters keep living.
it
Right.
does.
And
that was
also they're
done-
in color. They're in color, right? So a lot of people don't like black and white, Gary. I'm sorry. I know that upset you. But and it introduced a whole different depth of the characters and what, just the color. And it did. There's
I'm a
lot
big
of-
fan of having something in 2 versions, black and white and color. That's a big reason I bought Epic collections from Marvel. It gives you a different feel reading things in color and in
Gary
black.
has just so much money. He wants to make sure they make different variations of everything so that he could spend his money.
That's not true.
Dave, I seem to remember, and I could be wrong on this, that because they went from 32 pages to 20 pages in the Marvel things, that there was some discussion or changes or extra pages or extra drawings or something like that, so that as they went from one issue to the other, the continuity kind of made sense. Is that right?
They did. They had to adjust a little bit, whether it was an extra, page or panels or whatever they had to do.
Yeah.
They had to, take the puzzle and change the pieces around a little bit to make it work.
Yeah, just for those purists out there, you know, if you get the Marvel stuff, you're not getting the real original stuff. I don't.
But I think since then they've actually added that Marvel stuff into their more recent compilations, I believe. So look, it's more Elfquest by the creators. So,
Right.
I'm
And you're
not
still getting the
complaining.
complete story.
Yeah.
You are.
You're not
And-
waiting issue to issue. You just pick up your volume and you read right through and enjoy.
Exactly, and that's my favorite way to read comics. I'm
Right.
like, wait, I buy a comic one month and get it the next month. I'm like, wait, what did I read 30 days ago? I
Yeah.
don't remember what happened. So
Right.
And I do that with all my miniseries, right? Like I wait till I have them all, then I sit down and do it
Then
in
you
one
read
reading.
it.
Yeah, I do the same. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah,
like
I
month
hear
to
you.
month.
I hear you. So I believe that is item number 3.
Yep, on the 4.
So we're gonna switch things up a little bit.
All right.
This I had a devil of a time finding this, but I really
Ooh.
wanted to show it. This is a
Wow.
set of Elfquest metal like figurines, essentially. I
That
believe
is really cool.
I want to say the name of the company was Raul Partha. I may be mispronouncing that. And I want to say, I believe they made 5 of these, 5 different ones. I look, it says $9.95. I don't remember when I bought this. I just remember at some point I saw this, thought, oh, it's Elfquest. That's cool. I'm just going to grab this.
Right?
You look at them now, you want to get the full set for $5. It's hundreds of dollars for all of them. Even these can be anywhere from 50 to, I think I saw one for like 150. I don't know, but I just remember, hey, it's Elfquest. I love the art in the box. It's different. It's something I don't have. So I just snagged it along the way. And I remembered I had it and I couldn't find it. So I searched high and low and reached into a box, pulled. I'm like, oh, there it is.
But it wasn't part of a game, right?
That's the thing. I got this so long ago. I didn't remember. I wasn't sure. So I'm like, it might be a game. I don't know. So I just, I love the box.
Right.
It's still sealed in the plastic, the shrink wrap, by the way.
Yeah, we see you're a nerd.
Exactly. Thank you.
It makes me wonder if there's any Dungeons and Dragons campaigns that use the Elfquest characters.
Don't know.
Could be.
So yeah, I was
They were-
excited. Oh, go ahead.
They were mentioned. See, I read about this stuff so many months ago, and as you talk about things pop into my head, but I can't remember the specifics. They were mentioned in some other famous story or movie or something like that. Do you know what that was, Dave? Like, do you remember?
You know what? It's ringing a bell.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
I
it's
wish I
not
could
coming to
remember
me.
that.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry, Joe. I
no,
let
that's
you
okay. It
down,
just
buddy.
popped into my head too, because
Yeah.
like I was telling Dave beforehand that I read this maybe 6-8
I
months
think they're
ago.
in the background in some comic or something, or someone
It
worked
was
them in
something like
somewhere.
that. So they
Like the Easter egg.
yeah.
But yeah, so I was excited to find this. And honestly, I'm like, wait, is that a role-playing game? And there is a role-playing game. I don't own it. But it does exist. It does exist. At Psychedelic Comics, I do not have the Dark Tower game. I think I have a DC game because a buddy of mine gave it to me. It's all George Perez artwork. I was never a role-playing guy. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons in my
Same
life.
here.
So, and
Yeah.
not to knock it, I'm sure it's great, but I've
Right.
never done it.
Well, I think that's an assumption. People who don't read comics, they think anyone that reads comics has played role-playing games.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, sorry. Nope. All right, on to the next item. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
My entire life is a role-playing game, so I don't want to do another one. Yeah.
Right.
You were just pretending to be a lawyer.
That's
Law
fine.
school. Never entered that. Never darkened that door.
Why is
Yeah,
it?
I don't think you should share that much information with us, Joe.
Yeah.
Like what you do
The privacy of your own phone.
home is
So the next thing I want to show you guys, look, this is a book called The Art of Elfquest.
Oh,
cool.
no.
And it's just
Gorgeous.
beautiful. And I
Right.
have to go back. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. I can't say it enough. Wendy Pini is one of the great comic book artists of our time, of any time. She's just an amazing artist, period. And this book is chock full of it. It's just phenomenal stuff.
Wow.
And one thing I actually, and it's got a lot of never before seen stuff too. They also did write-ups for everything, explaining how it was used, where it's from, if it wasn't used. One of the pages I marked in this book, because I wanted to show you guys, is so someone out there's got to be thinking this. Wait, you're saying the story's great, the characters are fantastic, the art's incredible. Why isn't there an animated film or TV show or something like that? Well, at several times along the way, there was going to be. So
Right.
here's some art for their animated television series that never was produced. So it's got just phenomenal stuff in this. And if you enjoy the artwork from the series, I consider this book a must-have.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
To showcase her brilliance, her talent. It's just,
And it's pretty weird. Like some of the missed opportunities are out there for some of the IPs you like.
Oh, yeah.
Something that would be so perfect for an animated movie.
Oh, it would. It would. And it's interesting having met them and talked with them and reading things they've written.
The animated movie was
They have worked to, lease their character. I don't know if lease is the right word, but they maintain control.
right.
But they've worked with other companies, and the animated television series, it kept changing, and it got to the point. I mean, Elfquest is PG-13 and has its moments of possible R.
Right.
And they kept kidifying it, is my understanding, to the point where it's almost like,
Yeah.
Muppet Babies, Elfquest Babies. And
Yeah,
they're like,
no,
right.
that's not what this is.
No.
We
Right.
can't do that. And to their credit, their integrity when it comes to protecting their characters and their story is otherworldly.
Right.
And if it's not right, it's not happening, because
Sure.
Wendy and Richard won't let it happen,
Good.
because
That is good.
these are their children. This is their creation. So
We
yeah.
just got to get Peter Jackson interested in reading it, and then
Yeah. Oh, I would love to see an old school animated film. Like, I can't imagine someone, I know,
Like Ralph
know,
Bakshi.
like what was the Henson one? Dark Crystal, where they did puppets and they're
Oh,
elven,
yeah.
and, and I've, computer animated. This is the hand-drawn aspect of this. That's what I'd love to see. And I guess maybe with computers, they're getting closer to this type of
Right.
work, but
That's what they would do. I mean, they wouldn't spend the money on any type of puppet thing. They don't do that anymore. They just say, let's do an animated series, and then they'd stick it on Netflix. I guarantee.
yep,
and Netflix would cancel it after one season, and then we never see the rest
Right?
of
See the rest
Like
of it,
they
no.
always do.
Yeah, so, but I highly recommend The Art of Elfquest. It's a beautiful book, and I'm about to recommend something similar to it. My next item. This just came out. My wife got it for me for Christmas. I want to say a year ago, maybe. The Elfquest covers. And it is as comprehensive as it gets. It's the original series. It's the following series. It's all the spin-offs, because there have been a number of them.
yeah.
And I mean, this book's hefty.
Yeah.
And my wife ordered it. Was it from their Kickstarter? And it came with this autographed.
Oh,
prints.
wow. What a nice touch, huh?
Some beautiful bookmarks and another print. It's just
Ooh, that print's
it's such
gorgeous.
a gorgeous piece. It was a great Christmas present. She knows of my love for the comics. And so you've got not only the original covers in here, but the epic covers from Marvel. If it was a comic book cover or a book cover, it's in here.
Wow.
And it's phenomenal. Again, it's a great vehicle for showcasing Wendy Peeney's tremendous art. And you know what? She's not the only person to do the art. There are other artists who have taken on, different spin-offs. Look, I always prefer Wendy's work. To me, she is the Elfquest artist. There are others who have done, I'm sure they've done great work, but Wendy's it for me,
Right.
So, and they even had something more recently the final quest. And her cover art is in here. She did the art for it, the comics as well. So this is another book. Oh, there it is. My favorite cover on the back cover. It's just a beautiful book that showcases her talent. So,
and Dave,
I like the size of it. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
That number 1 that was done in that other magazine, did they republish that warped graphics?
You mean the Epic series I showed, the number 1?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think he's talking about the very first issue.
Very first one that was published in that.
Oh, Fantasy Quarterly?
Yes. Did they republish it?
They did reprint it, and they gave it a new cover. And I think all the back covers of the original series have character portraits. Oh. So they added that to it as well. Okay. So yeah, that is out there. But the original
book, the portraits.
Quarterly. Yeah. No, it's just
lovely.
It's just a treasure trove of unbelievable art.
These covers are fantastic. I'm looking at them now in a bigger screen, and it's really the colors.
I like that is a magazine size, because you still get to look at them, and they're like kind of original size and just enjoy them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So speaking of enjoying their work, the next thing I don't have, Gary has it, and all of you have it. It's elfquest.com.
You got it. Hold on, let me get it to the share screen so I can grab it up.
Yeah, I remember they have a reading room or something where they have all the comics. Is that what you're going to show, or something else?
Way to spoil it, Joe.
Well, Gary's taking so freaking long.
Thunder, buddy. No, it's fine. Yeah,
Gary's taking so long. He doesn't know how to work.
I do know how to work it. Just don't try to cover up for your.
I didn't give him any warning.
Stealing the spotlight.
I didn't give him any warning. That's me. So Elfquest.com, unbelievable website, and they have a majority of their work up for free on that site. So when I was showing you these volumes, if you're like, well, I don't know if I want to spring for it, you don't have to. Go to their site and check it out. And then buy it, because it's totally worth buying. But they have tons of their comics up there for free, including the original series, the following series, the next one, more. I think everything they ever published up through 2014.
Ooh, an audio movie?
Correctly. They have an audio movie if you want to listen. I mean, their site has so much cool merch, I think. Also, something I just thought was kind of neat that I sent to Gary. They actually have like Elfquest coloring pages. You can go there and essentially download these pages if you want to take this beautiful artwork and come up with the colors yourself. You can. Wow, so you have basically a free Elfquest coloring book, as well as all these free comics. So if you're on the fence and you like reading digitally, go check it out. And if you enjoy it, make sure you go buy those new Dark Horse compilations, because they're fantastic. So,
but I also, Dave, for you, I have, let's see, I have that one here as well, the Elfquest coloring book.
Yeah.
So there you go. And we can kind of take a look. This is what you're talking about, right?
I am.
Oh, how cool is that?
Oh, that is cool.
Look at that art.
Just waiting to see her nice lines in there, and
yeah.
But look at that cover of that coloring book.
And look at the detail in it. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
So good stuff. Yeah.
So check out elfquest.com if you want to know more, because there's going to be more than I could ever provide you or tell you in the time we have on this episode. So yeah, I highly recommend checking out elfquest.com. And now I'm going to go for something completely different, completely unexpected, unless you know me. So,
an elf in a Superman outfit.
Well, I've shown you all these comics. Anyone who knows me knows of my love for action figures. And believe it or not, there were 4 Elfquest action figures produced by Art Asylum way back in the day, which correct me if I'm wrong, were they absorbed or become Diamond Select? I'm not remembering off the top of my head. Art Asylum, yeah.
So Diamond Select that absorbed.
Yeah. That's what I thought. So this is Cutter, the main character, with his wolf, and Night Runner, his first wolf, if I memory serves. And there are 3 more, and you are going to see them.
Nice.
Lita. I won't spoil their relationship. I'll let you read if you've never read before. Lita.
I love the costume designs too, Dave.
Oh, they're fantastic. They're fantastic. And the cool thing is, I think all of these, if you can see behind the figure, there's like a rock base.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
So they don't just put some standard like little circle in there. They give you something that looks cool and of the world.
Yes. Right. And you can connect them all and use it as
diorama.
This is Tildak or Tildak. I always read his name. I never
Right.
I haven't listened to the audiobook yet. My bad. Or the audio movie. So he's a very interesting character, and you'll learn of his origins in volume 3. And also the aptly named troll Picknose. So these are to the best of my knowledge, my understanding, and I'm 99% sure, but never 100%. These are the only 4 action figures ever produced.
So they sat around, made up this character, and said, what can we call him? How about Picknose?
Yes, it fits. The king of the trolls was Guttlecraw. I mean, some great names. But these figures, there was supposed to be a second set. It was never produced.
Wow.
So that's the only set that ever came out, and I'm trying to remember what year.
2001.
Thank you. I was going to say, I know it's early 2000s, but this is why I'm glad you're here, Mark. You fill in the gaps.
And Pretty Fly says he wonders what the rejected names were before they settled on
landed on Picknose.
Oh yeah.
I think I know what it is, Lenny. I think I know, Lenny, but I can't say.
And I'm sure you don't want to try to buy those figures today.
I don't think you do.
$300, $400 for the 4 of them.
Yeah, it's usually in the hundreds. Although I've seen, I think I've also seen maybe Picknose is a little cheaper, perhaps on his own. Cutter, I saw one the other day for like 150 just for him. But yeah, they'll run you. Leave it up to my brother.
That's a good troll.
Yeah. Speaking of trolls, Doug.
Doug.
So as you can see, this is based on my brother.
Right.
Except they decided to make him a little more handsome. No. Yes. So that second series never came out, much to my disappointment.
And I don't think the first series was very many figures because they are hen's teeth. They're expensive, and there's not a lot of them out there.
There are. And interestingly enough, I didn't pull this one up, but I do have a second of Tildak. I walked into our local store here, and he was hanging on the pegs for like $11. I'm like,
wow.
And this was years ago. This was years ago too. So this is a while ago. I think it's before they really took off. But I'm like,
you should open that one. Go ahead. Yeah. Let's do it on camera so we can see what it does.
Don't bend to the pressure, Dave.
Now, Digger, if it was Picknose, I would want him to open it and see what it does. But
yeah. No, they don't have the squeeze the legs action. So those action figures, I wanted to show those because people who know me know I love action figures,
and they're cool.
They're really cool. They're rare.
The box art's amazing.
So everything about it, and it just, you can feel the Peeny's fingerprints on them, and that's the best compliment ever when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah.
So so those are the action figures I wanted to show you guys.
And Joe, no, I don't have them.
I wasn't going to say that you did because I could see in your eyes, Mark. Mark was salivating. Now I look at his face all the time. When he sits there like this, you know that he has like doubles and triples of what you're showing.
I don't have that.
It is rare if you have something that Mark does not. That does not happen often. That does not happen often. He's looking at my Elfquest comics like.
So when you go to the Mark Andrews Museum and you ask to see Elfquest, he shows you the comic books. And he said, "Well, where are the action figures?" He goes, You got to go down to New Jersey for that.
Talk
You
to
got to go
Dave.
to Jersey.
Yep, you do. Yes. So, all
Right,
right.
every time Mark doesn't have a collectible,
I am.
he's
Jackson,
losing
that's-
the swings.
Well,
Yeah, I might as well just fold up the whole thing.
pack up your millions of items and go home. So, oh wait, they're
Yep.
there. Here we go. So I did mention earlier that I had the pleasure of meeting the Peonies in 2013 at San Diego Comic-Con. And when I was there, I think we have 2 more of the 10 items to go before we get to the 1 and the 1.
Yep.
And while I was in San Diego and I went to see them,
Oh wow.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic.
what Wendy was doing was she had these prints with the blank space and she says, "What character do you want me to draw?" And, you know, it was a really reasonable amount of money too.
What a cool
and-
idea too.
Yeah. Oh no, this I had not seen anything like this. I still am not sure if I have
That's
outside of
fantastic,
these.
Dave. Fantastic.
But it's beautiful, original, you know, sketch, personalized it. She and Richard signed it. And it's, you know, I don't have a huge amount of original art, but I do have some nice pieces. This is one of those nice pieces, you know, to have an
Nice.
original. And interestingly enough, and I'm blanking on the name, they have donated all of their original art. They don't sell their comic pages. They've donated it, and I forget which college. Doug, feel free to type in the chat. And they, you know, it's pretty incredible that they've done that. You know, they could have made a fortune selling
Oh
those pages,
yeah.
especially
Oh,
now.
yeah.
I mean, pages are, you know, it's not unusual to have $1,000 pages, and that's cheap, you know. So Columbia University, thank you, Doug. So I'm grateful to have this piece of original artwork.
The only thing they could have done it better, it could have been better if it was pig nose. I mean, that would have been excellent.
That's on me. I didn't ask for pick nose. I asked for cutter. I went the more expected
great piece,
the main
Dave.
character.
That's such a great piece, Dave. It really is.
It is. That's
Yeah.
great.
It's a
Neat,
wonderful
right?
piece. Yeah.
And again, it's just this, it's so artistic in how it was created. It's not this
Right.
blank piece of page where she just draws it. They, you know, I think this art, I could be mistaken, and because I don't know for sure, but it kind of looks like it was made just for this specifically. Like she
Right,
did
like a
that artwork
101.
for
No, they
this.
probably had those printed up.
Yeah.
and
Oh
they-
yeah.
They said just leave this corner blank because I'm going to put. Absolutely, that's an incredible, you know, marketing strategy. I mean, these people were
Oh, yeah.
entrepreneurs. I mean, they
smart.
they created something, they held on to it, they didn't sell out for it.
Yep.
It's like you said, it's their baby. And when you have things like that, that's the creative side of them working together to go, you know what?
Yeah.
This is how we're going to do this. And it you still get to see a lot of the characters that are in the book, and you get to choose your favorite. That's incredible.
Yeah, isn't it? It's so I was thrilled to get this piece. I do not think they do this anymore. I could be wrong, but
Right.
when I saw them this summer, I didn't see anything like this.
Well,
so
and
I'm
that's-
But
glad
the
I
detail just on that
got
little
this when I
corner.
did.
you know,
amazing.
and that right there means it's in my mind, not everybody's mind, makes it more rare because now you have something that they only did for a certain time.
Mhm.
They don't do it anymore.
The best
I
of my
mean,
knowledge.
Personalized.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
personalized, it's signed. You know,
Mhm.
to me, that's
It's a showpiece.
yeah, it
It is.
really is, and it's
is.
good that you have it framed, and you know,
Mhm. Absolutely.
How old are they now? Do you know?
I don't. I believe they're baby boomers.
Nothing wrong with that.
So yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you. I'd have to look it up.
All right.
You know what? Actually, my bad. When I met them, I should have been like, "Hi, it's nice to meet you. My name's Dave. How old are the two
How
of
old
you?"
are you?
Yeah.
Well, we could look it
Right.
up. I just figured you might know. That's all.
No, yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
Wendy is 74 years old.
Okay.
yeah.
That's a great age, I have to tell you. She's just coming into her own right now.
Yeah.
So, I just blanked on her husband's name.
Richard.
Richard.
Yeah.
And Richard is. Oh, why is it not coming up with him?
74 is a fantastic age, just fantastic. It's amazing. I have something in common with her.
Yes.
All right, and he is 75.
There we go. There you go.
There you go.
So the 10th item, if I've counted correctly, which at this point I have no faith in my ability to do so,
You are.
is something I showed in your last video, Gary. It is my copy of Fantasy Quarterly #1.
Oh, wow.
First
Ooh.
Elfquest ever printed. I bought this at least 20 plus years ago. I don't know that I had it cleaned and pressed. I don't remember. It's a 9.4. I've had, I bought it raw, had it, sent it to CGC.
But a dynamic cover.
Mhm.
It is, and it's the first Elfquest anything.
Yeah, that's
And
fantastic.
it's a phenomenal book. Now, a lot of the original books are inexpensive and cheap to find. This one is not. This one is not.
Right.
No. So this is, I'm excited to have this. It started it all. It started that original quest and introduced you to the world of Two Moons, the elves, the humans, the trolls. I believe were the trolls in here? They may not. I think they were. I don't remember. They're in it soon. And this began everything. And it's just it's one of the comics I'm most excited that I own. So I got this a long time ago, and really I have to. Oh, maybe Erod pressed it. Maybe. I have to give credit to Doug, my brother Doug, who. It's funny. Doug was ahead of the curve when it came to the speculating game. He realized the second anyone mentioned movie or television, and I'm talking in like late 90s, early 2000s. Oh, that'll probably go up in value then. So at one point when there are rumors of an Elfquest something, whether it was a movie or a television show, Doug bought some copies and he's like, Dave, I'm buying some. You might want to get one too. I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. And it wasn't cheap even back then. I think I bought it for around maybe 100 or something back then,
Right.
which, 20 plus years ago, it's a lot of money to put out for a novel.
Right.
But it was the first Elfquest anything. So yeah, it's not cheap now.
That's an expensive book now.
Yeah.
It is. And you know what? Truthfully, I think it's undervalued. I really do. I haven't talked a lot about the content, and I did talk a little bit about it on the last video I did with you, Gary, or one of the previous 10-1 ones. The story is very grown up. It's very human.
Right.
The characters, if you even go beyond the beautiful art, which why would you? But the writing is phenomenal. The characters are so well crafted, and it's emotional. It has depth, and not to knock or ding the fantasy genre, but it's much deeper than most fantasy you're going to read. As I said before, it's not just, if we find the magic sword, the land will be restored.
Yes, not on MacGuffin.
Yeah, and it's about a search for your people, for your past, your identity, for those you love. These characters fall in love, they have children, some of them die, they go to war, and it's not like comic book movie war the way it's sometimes, rah rah,
Right.
yay, get everybody amped. It's like, hey, tomorrow we may die,
Right.
but we're fighting for something that we believe in, for something that's ours. And I mentioned this before, this is where we get adult. The night before they all go to battle, the elves engage in a group and adult activity. Hashtag orgy. And and before they do battle, and it's just it's tastefully drawn. Don't go running out to grab that, Joe, thinking it's something else.
It's not.
It's not.
I don't know. Some people do that before they go to the comic book store. So I don't know.
Yeah. And Doug, I
Again,
just saw
Joe. Again, Joe. We no, man. Like, just we don't need to know this stuff.
It's not me. I was thinking about you, Mark.
Joe's asking for a friend, Mark.
Yeah.
Joe said he was thinking about Mark, and it just frits my brain. So
Anyway, moving along.
moving on.
I'm 74. I can say what I want.
And he will. And Doug just asked me in the comments, is this one of the? Does it count as one of the "you should" comments? Or because I've told a couple times where we're in a comic store and we're standing in front of the owner, and Doug's like, "Hey, Dave, you should buy that." And now I'm like on the hook. I'm like, okay, thanks for putting me on the spot, Doug. And I'll tell you what, he's done that a couple times. It's not appreciated in the moment, but 20 years later, when the comic's worth hundreds of dollars, I'm like, thanks, Doug.
Pretty good, brother.
I'll take it. It's now changed from "I think you should" to "Hey, what do you think about this, Dave?"
Right.
You've changed the language not to turn the spotlight on me so intensely. So, yeah, he did that with Star Wars #1 once. I think I bought it for $10 because he's like, "You should buy it." I'm like, "I'm in front of the owner. I'm too embarrassed not to." Okay, I'll buy Star Wars #1 for $10.
You should just throw it back at him and go, "You should buy it for me."
Yeah.
There you go.
What are you waiting for? Christmas is around the corner.
Oh man. So yes. So but Doug, I think he has a couple copies of these from decades
He
ago.
said he had 5 at one point.
Yeah.
When he
Yeah.
said-
And I'm grateful to have my one.
Wow.
So
That's very cool.
those are my 10 items. And now, as is typical for me, I'm gonna reverse these. I'm saving my personal story for last.
Excellent.
So all right. So the first one is spec, I believe, right?
Yep.
Mm.
It's almost silly to like spec on a book that's 40 something years old and that most of them you can buy for relatively no money. But if you're going to, and you're not going to go for something, if you're not going to go for, the most obvious of first appearances of everybody,
Right.
the main characters that's worth, a small fortune, go for the first appearance, Elfquest #11, the first appearance of one of the great villains in comics or great antagonists. She's multi-layered. Her name's Winnowill. This is her first full appearance, first cover appearance. I believe in issue 10, you see a silhouette of her at certain points. You're aware of her presence. But this is, the reveal of this character who's just, and I know sometimes quibble, they're like, no, she's an antagonist. She, there's some, her motivations aren't always,
What a cool design, and kind of like the peacock spots
yes.
in here. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, it's
Amazing.
fantastic. It's literally, the art's beautiful and they created a beautiful looking character. So, so I would say this is the book because she's an unbelievable villain and she fits my if some people may label her an antagonist, the Peonies might even, I'm not sure. I'll go the villain route because she's willing to hurt people to get what she wants. And to me, that's my definition
Right.
of a villain.
She's a villain.
So
He's a
yeah,
villain.
in my eyes.
No.
Yeah. So, and this, again, gorgeous cover, can't go wrong. First full appearance and cover appearance. Based on that, you could probably buy this for a few
And you
dollars.
got a great Highlander stair fight going.
Yeah, right.
Yes. Yes.
When you
Fight,
when you
it's like
look
the
at
Kurgan
this,
up there.
when you
Yeah,
look at
Kurgan.
the whole series and you think about Game of Thrones, you kind of laid out like what happens in the battle and what happens before battles, and somebody's going to die, and no one in this series is assured of being in the next issue
True.
when you're reading it, and it's such a quality story. I can't more than recommend it.
Yeah.
I go back to what I said earlier. I've, read some works of literature that are taught in schools for reasons, whether it's high school or college. These are classics. I'll take Elfquest over most anything I've read. To me, it's more human. It's more emotional. And you can't beat the art, So it is a story worth reading.
Mhm.
And I highly recommend it. Like I said, if you're on the fence, you can't find the comics, you don't want to put out the money yet for something you're unfamiliar with, try it out on the website and then go get the volumes. I'd be shocked if you don't really like it. And you know what? It grows up and matures as the series goes.
Right.
Sure.
I think the first few issues are very good. I think by the end, it's one of the best things I've ever read. Period.
Because
Period.
their writing got better and better too. I'm assuming as they became more and more lived in with these characters.
And I think you have to introduce the characters initially, and then after you've done that, you can really dig into who they are a little deeper, dig into the story. And when it comes to the story, when I read it, and I don't know if anyone's ripped it off or anything like that, but it threw curves at you don't see coming. It goes in directions you do not expect, and you're like, my goodness, I had no idea that was about to happen. It's, genuinely surprising in certain ways. And there's humor, there's heart. I mean, look, if you had a checklist of any great story, any great comic, any great anything, this is going to check all those boxes. It
and
really
I'd like
is.
to mention too, because I signed up for it from my connection with you, is on the website. You can sign up for an Elfquest newsletter too, and be notified when there's Elfquest stuff happening.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they have monthly stuff.
Monthly newsletter comes out. I believe that's written by Richard. And you get new insights to something. Doug's right. Wendy Pini is a creative genius. It's beyond obvious when you read it. This isn't Wolfman Perez. This isn't Claremont Byrne. This is primarily Wendy Pini, and it's one person writing the best story you've read in comics. It's one person with the best artwork you've seen in comics. It's truly remarkable. She is, she could win all the awards and it still probably wouldn't be adequate. It's really that good. So that brings me to my personal story, and I see we're running out of time, so I'll get to it. I think sometimes the hallmark of true, whether it's great storytelling, great artwork, great, genius, great talent, great anything, is when it makes you want to create. And this has got to be about 25 years ago. I don't know for sure. It's so long. Wizard Magazine, dating myself. Some of you may remember that.
Oh yeah.
At one point, they ran a contest, and the contest was to pencil a cover of a comic, to pencil something and send it in. And I said, you know what? I'm doing it. And so this is what I did. I penciled this rendition of Cutter. So let me get it so the light's not. Hopefully you can see it.
Nice.
So I drew that. That took a few hours. And it's based on an image from one of the comics.
Right.
So I drew that. And ultimately, the contest said you need to send in your art and you're not going to get it back.
Oh.
And at that point, I thought, you know what? At that time in my life, I was pushing 30, maybe 30. And I thought, you know what? It's not my goal to become a comic book artist. So even if this were the best thing drawn, it would, propel someone to a career in comics. And that's not what I'm going for. I know I'm not that. I can draw, but I'm not a comic book artist at that level. I haven't studied everything you need to study to be able to do that. And that's okay. I ultimately didn't want to. I enjoyed being able to draw what I can draw. It's a fun hobby. And I'm like, if I send this off, I'll never see it again. And I love this piece of art. So I'm not sending it off. I'm not entering the contest.
Right.
I'm keeping this thing. And it's one of my favorite pieces of art.
Good call. Good call.
So,
Yeah.
and it's framed. It's been on my wall for a long time. I think I had to move it to make room for something recently. Somebody slightly more accomplished and famous than I am, but it's a piece I love, of a character I love, from a story I love. So I kept it. That's my personal story for you.
Good story.
And a fantastic one.
Very good.
So thanks for listening. Any questions about all that stuff I threw at you? And Doug is right. The Starblaze versions, if you can find them on eBay, I think, did Wendy paint those? Hand paint those? I think they're gorgeous. They're beautiful. That's my favorite edition. Although, you know what? The new Dark Horse look amazing too. So, and I'd be surprised if, and thank you for the compliment about my drawing. I appreciate it very much. I'd be shocked if Wendy didn't color those as well,
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, even when you go to the website, the coloring on the website's amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah.
She is.
It's a great website.
You look at comic books and you see all the names that it takes, someone to pencil, someone to ink, someone to color, and most of the Elfquest, there's one name, so it's pretty amazing. She's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So I have a question, Dave.
Yeah.
Did Doug pay you to say those really nice things about him a little while ago?
I was saying nice things about Doug.
Yeah, you were.
I must have been feverish.
I was
No, yeah. No, you know what, Mark? He should pay me. He should. Especially because I'm about to plug his great comic book Isolation. That's $50, Doug.
Yeah.
So check it out. So, and I know that Wendy Pini is one of the inspirations that Doug has for his comic, which is fantastic.
And I just got my new Isolation in the mail.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, mine came as I was yesterday, and I didn't have a chance to read it. So it's in Florida. I have to wait until I get back there in a couple of weeks to read
I got to read the graphic novel again first, and then just read right into
That's
that.
way to go. That's way to go. Yeah. So I'm excited for you can watch the rewind, Doug. I'm not complimenting you twice. Not in the same day, dear Lord. I might have a stroke.
Just find it, Doug, and put it on a loop for yourself.
Yeah, there you go.
It'll be the only YouTube video Doug ever puts up online. Just me saying
Sure.
nice things about him. So yeah. Any other questions before
The original was
That
20
was,
issues, you said, right? 20 issues? The
20,
original?
I think it was 20 issues. There may have been a 21st published, but it wasn't like a comic book.
Right.
It was in that format, but
Okay.
yeah. I look, if you can go find those, grab them. And they're generally not that expensive. So
Well, some of them are.
A couple of them are, yeah. I take that back. Most of them are.
$200, $250, some of them.
Yeah, most of them aren't. The vast majority are not. But yes, there are some that are going to run you a couple bucks. You know what? It's if you're into it, maybe worth it actually. So
Yeah.
If you just want to enjoy the stories, get the collected editions.
absolutely, they're fantastic.
At least you get to read them.
Exactly. And look, that's the best part about it. It's such a phenomenal story. Go read it. I think
I'm a big proponent of don't let good stories die. You gotta keep passing them to a new generation and keep them alive.
I agree. Look, I love a beautiful cover, but there's a lot more to comics than just a nice cover.
Right.
So,
Oh, yeah.
and luckily
How
for
do-
us,
So
great
how do
covers
you,
and great art and great
how do you
stories.
spell Elfquest now?
I'll DM you, Joe.
Great show as always, Dave.
Yeah,
Absolute
fantastic.
pleasure listening and learning, sir.
Fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. You guys are the best. You guys are awesome. It's my pleasure and privilege to be on sharing the screen with you guys because you're terrific, and I really appreciate you. So
Stop it.
We'll go around like we normally do, real quick. I know Joe's probably going to speak for Mark on what he's got coming up.
No, he's not.
No, Mark is not going to be on the next Espresso Mail Call on December 14th because he has family stuff. You have to go find a replacement now.
Man,
Family stuff.
can't replace
that's
Mark.
a selfish Canadian right there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's what Canadians are known for, being totally selfish.
Yeah.
We are arseholes,
Or impolite.
But I do have to
Here.
say, I do have to say though that it looks like the December 14th Espresso Mail Call will be the return to YouTube of a very famous YouTuber, which I'm not gonna tell you who it is right now because it's too far in the future. But I'm really excited over it. I mean, Mark, you gotta watch the replay at least.
Oh, I definitely will be
Mark
watching.
knows who it is. I mean,
I know who it is, and I will be watching the replay.
I can't wait. I really can't wait.
And I hope that person makes you spend all kinds of money, Joe.
He may.
Jim, what's coming up for you, sir?
Man, this is like my prime digging months during this period here because the ground is now, the grass is dead. So I'm putting out a lot of shorts, a lot of different things that I found. One of the ones I just did not too long ago was I found a 1939 San Francisco World's Fair token.
Oh,
And
wow.
I when I dug it up, I was like, what is this? And so I had to go home and do some research. And they made them in aluminum and brass. And so I'm trying to put little clips together, like when I find stuff that I find interesting, just to give a little history of it. But yeah, it was to commemorate the Golden Gate Bridge that they had built in 37. And they said, well, we're gonna have a coming out at the so that was pretty cool. I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
Anything that I find that I think is cool, I'm putting little shorts up. And next Thursday I'm gonna be off. Gary is giving me a break.
We are not
Thanksgiving.
doing shows next week. It's Thanksgiving, and we're just gonna relax.
I was so happy to hear that.
Because once we found out that Mark Andrews didn't consider us family, we all decided to not go live anymore.
Yeah.
Don't blame you.
Oh.
For once, Jackson is right.
Oh,
Right?
wait. If I can get Joe and Jackson to agree on something, my mission is complete.
Turkey Quest, that's it right
Turkey
there.
Quest. There you go. Yeah, we're having a Turkey Quest.
Dave, do you have anything coming up for you, sir?
Just rewatching the videos.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it. No,
All right, with that, we're going to say, first of all, thank you to Jim for being here every Thursday with me, buddy. I appreciate it.
Right on.
And also, thank you to Mark and Joe. Always great having them along. And if you guys didn't catch Mark's last show on Veterans Day, go watch it. He did an amazing job.
Excellent.
It was a
Unbelievable.
fantastic show. And Mark gave a lot of great history with a lot of great art. And it was just very well done on Mark's behalf. Thank you, Mark.
My pleasure.
Fantastic.
We're trying to get Joe to come on and do a Jimmy Olsen show. So he's going to get back to me on that.
Yeah, but I only do it once a year, Gary. So I think you got to wait until next. Was it October or?
Once a year.
And then, of course, we will, of course, have Dave back in the future doing something. I think this is your third time, Dave?
I believe it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to go for
Thanks.
the fourth.
Keep bringing me back. Thank you.
And of course, there is no show without a good audience. So thank you guys for being here tonight. And those of you catching us on the rewind, go check out everybody's links in the descriptions below. And as we like to end these things, we're going to say thank you so much for watching and keep it casual. Oh, there we go.